Hello. Hello, young girls and boys who are just out of school. I greet you wherever you are and welcome. I want to talk to young girls who are from school, who just did their exams, their final exams. I may talk to you all, both boys and girls who are from school, but I feel for the girl child. I feel for the girl child, though this message will be for all of you. But I feel for the girl child. You've just completed Form 4. And life is tricky outside here. Life is challenging outside here. What I want to tell you is that you know your background. This time, as much as life is challenging, you are in a better position. During our times, that is like 20 years ago, nobody talked to us. We had no YouTube, we had no Facebook, nobody was talking to us. Most of our parents were not friendly. So this time, you are lucky. It's different. There is every information on Facebook, on YouTube. We have motivational speakers. During our times, we did not have motivational speaker. In my Form 1 to Form 4, or do I say Class 1 to Form 4, I never saw a motivational speaker before us. What we had was a school exchange program. We never experienced these motivational talks that you've been watching or hearing. So, Form 4 is not enough. Most of you are 17, 18. By the time you complete your Form 4, you are around 17, 18, 19. Life has just begun. What should you do at this time? At this time, you should start knowing yourself, knowing who you are, identify yourself, identifying you. Start identifying you. Start discovering you. It is your duty to discover you. You've been living by your teachers. You've been living by your parents. Now it is you to set your rules, to set your values. It is your time to mold yourself. Some of you are going to make wrong choices. Any choice you make now is for you, not for your mother, not for anybody. Any choice you make now is for you. The society has an expectation, and you have to be very careful with the society expectations. You know your background. As we talk, as you are in school, as you are in a class, usually, I don't know how many people were in your class. my class had 40 people and we were 3 streams. We had different backgrounds. You know yourself. I don't know your background. You know your background. And whatever you decide to do now is for you. If you decide to start a relationship, it is for you. That relationship is for you. It's not for your mother. If you decide to start doing something, don't sit there. Don't just sit there. Time runs very fast. Depending on your background, you may be having a nice house. Your parents may be having a nice house. And you say that I've been working so hard in school and now I want to rest. There is a song we used to sing in school. After Form 4, rioting. After Form 4, rioting. You know, I know there are other songs that have come up now. We used to sing that after Form 4. When you go, it's nice to sing in a group. When you are in a group and a song is being sung, you can sing it together. But when you get out, you may find that Vitukwa ground are different. Depending on your background. There are people who are living in the village. When you go home, now people are weeding. People are planting and weeding. It is everything you decide to do now is for you. There are families where you will go back home and you may stay there for 3 years, 2 years. There is no sign. You will be staying there for 2 years. If you decide to stay in the village for 2 years, it is for you. You have decided. You know your background. I will repeat, you know your background. If you decide to stay in the village for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, it is for you. You have decided. If you decided to leave and go to the city, you have decided. And any choice you make, you go and make in the city is for you. If you decide to look for a job, a kibarua, it is for you. What you must know, that time runs very fast. After 2 years, somebody, 40 people in a class, 20 will be somewhere, 10 will be in the same place. They cannot be in the same place. Even if you are sisters and brothers, you cannot be in the same place because brains are different. Each person will make a decision. I've seen people who come from school and stay in one place for 3 years. They chose that. They chose that. There are people who decide to leave. There are people who will even decide to look for boyfriends to live with. If you decide to look for a boyfriend to live with, you have chosen that. And if you choose that, choices have consequences. If you choose that, ask yourself, where will you be after 5 years? Where will you be after 5 years if you decide that? Some of you may be having children already. That is not the end of life. The worst thing is to add more children before you are stable. Money, having money is good. Having skills is better. Having a course, choosing what course to do. Somebody will tell you that will come, somebody will decide, will tell you to go and live with them. They want to marry you. Ask yourself, what do I have? I'm going to get married. What do I have? In case things don't work, and in case the stories I've been hearing happens to me. In case the stories I've been hearing, I've been reading, I've been watching happens to me, what will I do? Where will I go back? There is a word always people use. Si niko na wazazi. Kwani nilifukuzwa kwetu? Si nitarudi. Utarudi. Utarudi. Okay? Why don't you avoid that kurudi now? So that when it happens, you can be independent. You can be an independent woman. Please watch things, stuff that can build you up. Watch stuff that can build you up. Watch stuff that can take you from point A to point B. We have phones every day now. Everyone has a phone. What do you do with your phone? There are people making money with their phones. There are people building career. There are people, what are you doing with your phone? You chat for 1 year. Time runs very fast. You chat, you comment, you send. What are you doing? What are you getting out of it? Time runs very fast. Ask yourself, after 2 years now, what will I be? What will I be doing? So it is time now to get out and start planning. Start planning and say, I want to do this. Start doing something. You can even do something in that village. You can do something. Be focused. Be focused. Don't just stay there. Be focused. And ask yourself, what have I done since exams ended? 1 week. After 1 week, what have I done? After 2 weeks, what have I done? Start something. Start something. Don't stay in one place for too long. 2 years will come so fast. You know your background. There are people whose parents cannot afford school fees for college. You saw how your parents were struggling to pay your high school. You saw how your parents were struggling to pay school fees, and you know for sure you are not going to college. You can start something. You can do something. You can go to start any kibarua. There are people who have started even with house girls. House girls. And they saved money. After 2 years, when you save that money for house girl, after 2 years, let me say, I don't know how much people pay differently, but to be on the lowest side, I want to start to be on the lowest side. Let me say 5,000. 5,000, because you know where you come from. I'm not insulting anybody. But for girl child, that is the easiest kibarua. It's not easiest, but at least you have a place to stay. You have a place to, you have a roof over your head. You can eat, eating is automatic. 5,000 times, if you're given 4,000 and you use 1,000 for 1, 2, 3, and you save 3,000, let me say 3,000, you use 2,000 and save 3,000. So 3,000 times 2 years, 3,000 times 24 months is really no. 3,000 times 24 months is 72,000. That is enough to take you to college. If somebody is paying you 5,000 and you save strictly, discipline yourself and say, I want to keep this money somewhere where I will not withdraw. Don't give your boss to keep for you. Put your money somewhere, post office, post bank, or bank, or not on the phone. You can easily use it. Keep it somewhere. Bank it somewhere. Don't tell your boss to save for you, because you never know when they will change their minds. You don't know when you will make a mistake in that house. 72,000. When you say, I want to work here for 2 years, if you get a good family, I want to work here for 2 years. And if I work for 2 years, I will use my 2,000 for buying clothes, buying oil, buying, you're still like, just keep your life very simple. And use 2,000 and save 3,000 times 2 years. 72,000. If you are very, very simple, it may be 100. Or if you get a good family, they can top up something for you and give you something to go to college, go to polytechnic, go to craft center and study something. Electrical engineer, this electrical fittings. And then when you go somewhere, when you start a family, you know how to fix something. You can live, even if somebody leaves you without money, you can cook. You can feed your children. So to our young girls, be careful. Life is tricky. Don't make mistakes that your parents made. Thank you.